Emily Quinton from Make Light, and today I am here to show you how to flat lay your holiday. Today I am in a very wet and rainy, windy London, but last week I was in Porto in Portugal with my family where it was beautiful and sunny, and I gathered lots of memories which I've popped in this box, and I am going to share them with you today and show you how to create a flat lay. A flat lay is a great way to gather all your family memories, and you can do it together as a family, and your holiday memories, you can lay them all out and create an image that you can save forever. It's very easy to lose little treasures that you've brought back from your holiday, and by creating a flat lay, you're creating an image of all those lovely things that you brought back from your holiday that will trigger lots and lots of memories for many years to come. So the first thing that I do when I'm creating a flat lay is I look for a great background. Now I have this wooden board here today, and I'm going to use that. It's painted white, it's just a simple white board, and it means that I can create something that is going to look lovely on this background. It's got some texture to it, and it's a really great place to start. The second thing I want is really good natural light. So I want all the lights turned off so that I can create something near a window that is going to look really good, and it's not going to have any of those funny yellow colours or any crazy shadows that come from overhead lights. So once you've got your background and you have found the right space to be in, next it is about gathering your props and your things from your holiday. And then we will look at how to lay it out. So some ideas of things that might be useful for you to gather, or if you haven't gone on your holiday yet, to think about gathering while you're on your holiday. So I have got a little phrase book, and I've got maps in lots of different types of maps. I've got the free map that you could pick up all over Porto, but I have also got prettier maps that I wanted because I really love pretty things, and I knew that I would be wanting to create some images from the holiday to share on Instagram, but also for our family to keep. So I always like, if I can find a pretty map, I really like that. I've got tickets that we went on a tram and we went to some gardens, so I've got the tickets. Tickets are always lovely, I think, from holidays, because they really remind you of the places that you've been or the transport that you've travelled on. I've got some coins, I've got some little euro coins left there. I have got some postcards, I've got some paintings that my children did while we were away. We stayed in a lovely Airbnb apartment in Porto, and that meant that we could have the space to do some painting and some drawing and playing lots of games, and we just had the space. It's bigger than staying in a hotel, which can sometimes feel a bit restricted in the space that you have, and it just meant that as a family, we could relax a little bit at the beginning and the end of every day, and also bring home some more memories. We also have some beautiful playing cards, because we played lots of games of cards while we were there. We've got some stones. I let the children bring home one stone each from the beach. They were very tempted to bring whole pockets full of stones home, as I'm sure you've experienced that before. I have got some Polaroids that we took, so we've already got some prints done, which are lovely to put in a flat lay. But if you don't have a Polaroid camera, then you can just print some off when you get back from your holiday and use those prints in your flat lay. Prints are so special and so important to get those images off our cameras and off our phones and into some prints that we can actually have around the house. I've got some postcards there. What else have I got? I've got some socks that we bought. These are really happy, bright colour socks here. And what I love about the socks is the packaging. So these are from a design store in Porto, and I really, really love the design on there. We were really lucky to go to some beautiful design stores while we were there. And so we wanted to just bring back a couple of mementos from our experience there. I've also got a lovely frequently asked questions about Porto little book, a book of books here, and that's been created by a local artist. So again, bringing something back that is very much from the place, and you can't get it anywhere else except for in Porto. So that feels very special and something that should definitely go in a flat lay. So when I'm thinking about my flat lay, I am thinking about, first of all, what I want to use it for. So if it's a flat lay that I want to share on Instagram, I want to make sure that I'm going to make a square one. But if it was something that maybe I was using in a blog post or I was making for a family album, then perhaps I would want to have either a landscape image or a portrait image, depending on what I wanted it for. So once I have my dimensions in my head, it's much easier to create my flat lay. Now I always choose something to start it off. And I am going to choose, well, I say something, this occasion I'm going to choose 2 things, because I definitely want to have this postcard of Porto. So it says Porto, so it's very clear that the flat lay is about our trip to Porto, and it's got the tiles on it. And I was so very excited to finally see all the Portuguese tiles while we were there. I was obsessed with photographing as many of them as I could, and they really were as beautiful in real life as they are in the images. So this, for me, definitely has to take pride of place. And I think I would either put it in the centre of my flat lay or maybe slightly above the centre point, but definitely still in the central line. And I've also got this map of Porto, which I absolutely adore. I love the design of it. I love the colour. The blues are very much part of the Porto that I saw and experienced. So those 2 things, I'm going to make sure that they are there. Now, when you're creating a flat lay, it's very easy to gather lots of things and to feel like you have to stuff it all in the flat lay and you can end up with a really big mess. So it's very, very important that you are happy to not include everything. You can always make more than one flat lay. This doesn't have to be the only holiday flat lay that you create. So make sure that you choose some things that you feel have to be in there, and everything else is about whether it fits, about whether colours go together, about whether it flows nicely. And sometimes things that you think are going to go together, they don't actually work in the flat lay in the end. So it's very important to be okay with that and to remove it, because then you will have a much, much better flat lay. So those 2 things I'm going to start with. And then I'm also going to put in my wallpaper guide to Porto, which is in this beautiful pink colour, which is a lovely, it goes really beautifully together with the Porto postcard there. So I'm going to put that one down there. Now at the moment, it's looking like very straight and organised, and 3 things of very similar sizes. So I really need to start thinking about how I'm going to break that up a bit and introduce some other things. So I'm going to put in our tickets. So we've got 4 tickets there, I think. Oh yes, that's because we didn't have to pay for our 2 youngest ones to travel on the tram. So we've got 4 children, but we've only got 4 tickets here, but that's okay. I'm going to layer those up like that. Put those there. And then I've also got blue again, these lovely museum tickets. Now I think I might just maybe have one. I'm going to put them all in a pile, just in case I want to do something else with those. I'm going to add our stones from the beach. Now when I'm creating a flat lay, it's very much about working with the colours and the shapes and how things are flowing. I don't really follow any kind of strict rules. It's about how it's looking and feeling, rather than you definitely have to have something here and here and here. I prefer a more kind of, free-feeling approach. So these are I've got some cards here. I've got, and they've actually got the Airbnb logo on, so that's really nice because that connects us to the place that we stayed. And then I've got my Polaroids there, so I'm going to add those. I think I will spread those out rather than putting them all together. That's one of all of us together, so I think I want to make sure that that is quite near the centre of the image. So I'm going to move the cards that I had put there. And then I have this one. So when you start to put it together, you'll see that you kind of need to move things around as you add more and more things into the image. I've got my colourful socks there, I'm not sure. So I've got a cute little sticker, and that's a rainbow sticker. That's from another design shop that we went to. I think that can go in. I'm saying I think because I'm not sure I'm going to be happy with those bright colours, so I'll have to kind of see how the colours evolve as I go. But I'm adding some yellow there because I've got a little business card from another design shop that we went to. We didn't do loads of shopping, but it sounds like we did, doesn't it? I have a postcard here that my little boy chose, so I want to make sure that's in, and that gives some nice images from Porto. Gives another sense of place. So now I'm switching it round and I'm going to have my tickets up there and a little sticker. He's going to keep changing where he goes, I think, as I change things and find spaces. So then I have got my children's paintings. I've got 2 of these little paintings that we did while we were there. They're bending a little bit, so I'm just going to bend them back. So I'm going to change that, I'm going to put that there, and that's actually bringing some more colour in, which is nice, and I'm going to layer that up with that little picture of my little girl. And then I have a big colourful watercolour here. This is what all the colours that my little girl had seen in Porto that day, and I love this. I love her expression of colour there. So I am going to put that down here, and I'm actually going to put the stones on the colourful picture. So changing it up again, and then I'm going to put the stones on. I think the blue represents the sea, I think she said. So that makes sense to have the stones on the picture. Move the playing cards down, and then I have my little sticker again. It's moved 100 times. Put that there. So I think I am almost done. I have things in here that I would love to put in, but they don't quite fit. So that's okay, because I'm okay with that, and it means that I can make another flat lay of Porto. Now, at the very end, I'm going to end it by putting my coins. So I've got my little Euro cents here, and I'm just going to put these around in any of the gaps as a kind of way of pulling everything together. So we've got just little cents left here, loads of 10 cents. I think I was being very lazy, not using my coins when I was shopping. But they come in handy for a flat lay. And they make nice souvenirs for the children as well. Some 5 cents ones, so I've got one more. And then I think I am done. So that is my first flat lay of Porto, and I think it's nice to say to yourself that it's your first one, because if you haven't included everything, it gives you a chance to create more of them. And it's a really, really lovely activity to do with your children as well, because everyone can work out where things go, and maybe you could invite everyone to choose 1 or 2 things that they definitely want to go in the flat lay, and you could create a family flat lay of your holiday. And you could do this while you're away, or you could do it when you get home. And I would love to see some of your flat lays on Instagram, so please don't forget to tag me.